Welcome to CodeApps by Harish Gorla. So today's session, I'm going to show you how AWS CLI can communicate with your AWS cloud. Okay, for this particular part, we have to download AWS CLI software. So for this, I'm just going to open this docs.aws.com where you can see all the documents. At the same time, you can see the softwares also, whichever they are going to give are releasing the latest versions as well. Okay, so now click on this. Here you can see Windows, Linux, Mac, whichever the operating system you are using it. Most of the cases, people are going to use either the Windows or the Mac OS, most of the optimizations, or else for the personal, even for the practical sessions also, we might going to use the same. So just click on this Windows. So come down here, you can see there is a hyperlink. Just click on it. So this will get download this CLI file. So just click on that CLI file, which is going to show you to install into your system. So the moment when you are going to downloading it, it is prompting you like this. So just click on the next. I have already installed over here where it is showing me change, repair, or remove. So in my case, but in your case, it will show you the next, and finish. So once you do this finish option, what you need to do is you have to open your prompt, command prompt. Okay, so go to here, CMD, open the command prompt, and then just find which location this AWS have been installed. Okay, for this, double here, where AWS. Okay, so this will show you the exe file. Even in this document also, it is clearly mentioned that. So after all this execution, okay, whichever you are going to do it, this execution also will be place this exe file into your machine. Okay, this execution also will be placing into exe file into your machine. So let me go back here. Let me go back to the command prompt. And so copy this path, or else we'll try to go here. So then go to the C, this PC. And inside this, it is showing us program files. Inside this Amazon. So go to Amazon. Inside this AWS CLI. So that this is what the software it is. Inside this AWS CLI. So here it is actually the path. CLI v2 something. Amazon. And then to AWS exe. So somewhere here you can see AWS exe file. Okay, so this is what actually the path. So this is what the path. So for this, after this, what I need to do is I'll be going, I'm closing it, and then I'll go here. Now I want to make a communication between my system and to the cloud. For this part, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log into my AWS console. So if you haven't created this AWS account, just follow my steps, or else you just go to sign in button if you have an account. So once you have an account, so then if you just log in into the system, I'm logging into this root user, then sign in. Post the sign in, you can see there is an option called IAM. If you don't find it, so here if you have an option called IAM, services IAM, this is one of a user mechanism, identity and access management. It will be handle user authentication and authorization. Okay, so go to users. So here I have created two users. I'm deleting one user for this particular part. So test delete user. So now I'm creating another user for the AWS. So then test -AWS or test -CLI. Okay, I'm just creating one user. Click on next. Add users or groups, copy permissions, attach policies directly. So in this case, I'm just going to add users to group or whatever it is. So copy permissions and then attach policies. So in the attach policies, what you need to do is what type of permissions you have to give to this particular user. So in this case, I'm going to give administration access. So this particular user can perform any kind of an activities from the CLI. So that's what I'm giving this administration access. So now just click on next and then create a user. So one user I have created, but this user don't have the login access. So how come I'm saying that this user don't have any login access? Because I'm just recreating one more user, create a user, then username test-cli. So here provide user access to the AWS console. This option I have not enabled to the previous user. That is why I am telling that that particular user don't have the login access, but that user having the CLI access. Okay. So because I have attached one policy over this user, right? So go here, this user. So you can see the policy name called administration access. So now once after the user gets created, so on top of this user, you can see access key one, create an access key. So now just click on this particular key and here use the first one, command line interface CLI. Okay, then come down and click on this. I understand the above recommendations and then click on next. And description, if you want to give any, okay, this user for CLI activities. Okay, anything, if you want, whatever you want, you can able to. It's like a tag actually. It is a tag only. So then create a user. So once after creating this, it'll give you two things. One is an access key and one is in a secret key. So make sure that this you should have to download or you should have to copy it. Okay. So I'm just copying into my notepad. I'm going to open one notepad over here. I'm opening a notepad over here, Control V, and then secret access key. Okay, I'm saving it. Then what I need to do is just need to click on done or else download the .csv file and then keep it into the safer place. So tomorrow, any of other user or other your team member or any of your other teams wants to do some kind of any testing and all. So that time, what you need to do is you just give the same user access to them. So though people also can able to come in connect over the CLI. Okay. So here, what is a CLI? CLI is nothing but command line interface that we already know it, everyone. So now I'm going back to the command prompt. So here, I just need to execute a very simple words that is called AWS CONFIGURE configure. So the moment once I've executed this configure, if AWS CLI already installed my machine, then only I can able to get all this. If not, I won't get this prompt. So this is AWS is not recognized internally or externally, that error you might receive it. Okay, so here it is successfully installed. That is the reason where I can able to see this. Okay, so now pause this. Once you execute this AWS configure, so it will be prompting you enter this AWS access key ID. Okay, so you just go back here. So now go to your command notepad. So here the first one is access. Okay, copy this and put over here. The next one is secret key. So this is what the secret key. So just copy the secret key, copy it and go here, then enter. So now default region. So which region you are into creating, you want to create anything. So now the global region. So here, so in my case, I used to work on to one of a particular region. So for example, I'm working for AP South 1. So AP SOUTH-1. So now you can see all these regions. So now yeah, I'm working on AP South 1. So Mumbai region I'm working on it. So where I can able to enter this one. So then click on enter. So default output. So basically the output will be in a JSON format. So do not enter anything. So if you just click on enter also, this will be created. Now, the question is, so you did a AWS config. So now what is happening is, so this information will be stored one of your directory. Okay, let me show you that directory, which directory it is getting. So open your file explorer. So go to this PC, go to C drive, inside that users, inside this Harish folder. So because my user I am into, so now you can see there is a .aws folder. Inside this AWS folder, so this file has been created just now. Okay, so this file created just now. So it's in 116. So now it is 115. So just before it is created. So the information it is created. Now you may have a question. Sir, I just want to remove all this data. I need to be recreated. So then that case, what you need to do is just go back here and then delete all this information and recreate. Okay, so let me do that. So I'm just deleting it everything and I'll go back here. So just do that AWS configure. Again, it is in empty. Okay. Again, it is empty. Okay, right click. Then this, right click. Then this. Then the output. So now you can see again this time so now you can see the files have been created. This. So now I'm just re-executing the same AWS configure command. This time what will happen? It is prompting you. I have already the data. Do you want me to edit this file? Then you can go and edit. If you don't want to edit or if you want to change something else, then you can change it here itself. Okay, so this is how we can able to create AWS configure from your system to the AWS cloud. So now post the sessions, we can see how we can able to create the EC2 instances over the CLI and how we can able to communicate with this. So what type of files we have to write it or what type of commands we have to write it, that we'll see. So now completely we are into writing into the code level. Okay. So all of my sessions into the coding level only I am going to show you, but that is very simple ways. Okay. How we can able to write very simple keywords to create the EC2 instance and S3 buckets and creating VPCs and creating the other stuff and all complete into the AWS, all the services, how we can able to do over the CLI, we can able to see on this chat, on this particular session. Okay. So now we'll see on to the next video. Then